Hi, Thais. Thanks so much for coming back for next session.
Hello.
And I need to tell you how you're feeling.
I'm good. A bit tired, but I am good. I'm good.
Okay. So tell me, what do you want to talk about today? What bring you here today back?
Oh, yeah, today I want to talk about sometimes I have difficulties because since I was born, I lived with my parents until I went to university. They always gave me everything that I wanted, everything that I asked for. I never had no's, like I never had issue getting something that I really like it. It was everything easy, to be honest, so I was very spoiled. And since I also, even like when I moved to São Paulo, to big city, to go to university. Every weekend, I went to my parents' house. I went back to my parents' house, and I feel very comfortable and secure with them. And now I am a grown up. I live in a different country than them. They are in Brazil, and I'm in Australia. And sometimes I miss this feeling, being spoiled, having everything that I want. And actually the most important part, having someone to give me everything that I wanted, like having someone to spoil me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it makes me feel not sad, but when I miss something and I don't know what. And I don't know, I'm sure this is a bad thing because I grew up like this, having everything that I wanted, my parents giving me everything, not much challenge. And to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I don't mind to work, but I get stressed, I work really hard and I really like working, I enjoy my job a lot. It's very important for me to enjoy what I do as a work.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's just I feel like
Something missing.
yes, something is happening.
Something like you work too much for something you're still missing. Like you come to me today telling me about your past, where you was child, where you're doing your university in Brazil with your family. You telling me you always have everything in your hands, like very easy to be honest, and you're missing to be spoiled. That's the word, like I should say. Like you miss have your mother, your daddy there 24 hours helping you, and you want something or you need something, you just call that and say, I want this or I need this. And very quick it's in front of you. So that's what you're missing, to be honest. That's you miss, especially now you move to Australia, you don't have your parent next to you, and at the same time you can't just call them and say I need this or I want to buy this, so can you
Oh yeah,
just come here.
something you said that it's very true. Quick. I like things quick. I think that's the big problem when you're spoiled, and I think it's a problem and also a good thing, because it makes me move on. It makes me go, and
Uh-huh.
fight for the things that I believe that it's for myself and for my life. So I'm not the person who's gonna sit and wait something to happen.
You
I
want
will
something
go
right
and
now.
run, to get what I want. So,
Mm-hmm.
I want a lot of times in my days, like I think about, wow, when I was a child, it was so easy, do this, do that, I have here, a shoe that I want to buy, a clothes that I want to buy, or every party that I want, every party that I went, like my mom went to the mall and went with me to buy new clothes, for example. I never like
Mm-hmm.
wear the same clothes. I always have
That's
to
the
wear
same
like
thing.
new, different clothes, and it's crazy. Now I understand. For me, it was natural because when you're a child, you don't know other people's life. You know your life. because you don't, I
Mm-hmm.
was very attached to my parents, and I always had one or two best friends, but not many people, in my life. So I'm very selective, I really choose, a few people to be part of my life. And, you know, even that in that time, I know that my friends were different, I know that my mom is in specific, like she spoiled me. My dad told me once when I was a child, or not child, but when I was younger, like 10 years ago, he told me, daughter, I was spoiled. And it wasn't good to be spoiled,
Mm-hmm.
because I needed to learn through the life, that I need to
It's
do
not easy.
everything. Yeah. And once you're spoiled, you don't learn because you have everything.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got out, from my parents' house, from my family's house, I have to face the reality, it doesn't matter how hard it was, it doesn't matter which kind of problem I had, but I needed to figure it out. And
Yeah.
until now, I left home when I was 17 years old, when I went to university. But for 4 years, it was my university. I was every weekend at my parents' house. So I was, going to university, but
Uh-huh.
every weekend I was still at home, with my parents. So it was like kind of, different city, like big city. I went to the capital, São Paulo capital, big city. I needed to like catch the bus, or I need to. Actually, I actually learned a lot by
Mm-hmm.
myself and doing things. But I still, on the weekend I went back home, so I felt like secure. So it's something like, I wanna be independent, but I also, wanna to
Well,
live
someone
home,
to help you.
you know. So
Uh-huh.
it's funny how it is. And now I think about it, it's funny because they paid for my university. So I didn't need to work.
Work.
And
Mm-hmm.
my parents never told me to work. So it's something. Imagine that. I grew up having everything, and my parents never ever told me that I need to work, or that I have to work, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because they have a business store. So their mentality, they're thinking like, oh yes, when she grew up, she's gonna go and work with us. So we don't need to tell her, oh, when you grow up, you have to find a job or whatever, work with us. But they never educate me, they never told me anything. And it's funny, imagine I went to university, and what? People there,
Even though.
they don't have parents. Some people, they don't have parents who pay for university, so they
Mm-hmm.
have to work during university. And and then I start, seeing that people work, people go and do like work placement, and things. And then I said, wow, when is going to be my turn? I was always curious. And when I finished university, I decided to talk to my brother, telling him that, oh, maybe you know, I want to try to work in the area that I've studied, And then he's like, yes, Thais, I agree, you should try, but you have to be able to pay for your rent, to be able to work in different cities. We are not gonna pay you everything now. And then I was like, wow, like that was my first challenge, when my brother, was not my parents, it was my brother telling me, Thais, wake up, you're not gonna be spoiled forever. You're not gonna,
Mm-hmm.
have everything paid and everything in your hands. You have to go and
Walk with your
build.
own
Yes,
legs.
I have to walk with my own legs. And then it's like, okay, I don't mind. Okay, I think it's fair. But at the same time, I think, this feeling like it's fair, but my parents wouldn't tell me like this, yeah, but you pay for this. No, you will say, yeah, just look for a job, and it depends on how much you will get paid. You will see how much you can, pay for your rent or pay for your food or whatever. But I could afford paying for my rent because I was living in a very, very cheap place. I was sharing my room. I was like, it was crazy. My mom, until today, she's like, oh, I feel so sorry that you needed to live there, sharing your room with, it was a tiny room, like there were just two beds, and it was just not easy. But for me, I was at home just to, just to sleep. It's a place just to sleep. And I was working the whole day, and I spent maybe 1 year and a half there, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
good thing, for me to learn. So it's something that, even for my parents, I think they would spoil me until now if I
It's
had.
2 point.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because like I even have, I will tell you, to be very honest, I have my parents' credit card with me now, and this credit card is gonna expire this year, and I don't use anymore. Since this year I stopped using at all, because even my parents didn't tell me anything, but my brother told me, so because he's working with my parents, and he
Mm-hmm.
is managing the family business, so he needs to
Yes.
know about the what's the name, the finances. And then
Mm-hmm.
he saw that I was spending, money, but it was not for myself. I was always, was also, to buy them gifts. And sometimes I spent, but not much. And then my brother asked me, he came to me and he asked me, "Oh, Thais, Daddy told me that you still spent some money
Uh-huh.
on his card, and I have to know how much I'm gonna spend monthly, because I have to plan. If you're spending money, I have to know, and how much are you planning to spend every month, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Really?" And he, again, my brother was the only person, because I agree,
Uh,
because my parents, they are like living in their world. It doesn't matter how hard it is for them to pay the bills. They will always give me what I want, what I need. They will never measure, how much they will give it to me. They will give,
yes.
and my brother is just like more realistic. Thais, this is not your money. This is, we have money from the store, from a business, so I'm here to manage the business. So that's not how it is. You cannot spend money like this. You have to tell me how much you're planning to spend money every month, because this is the business, the money from the business that pays this card that that our father gave it to me. And then I felt really bad, because I work here and I know how hard it is to save money, to pay
Mm-hmm.
bills, everything. We cannot spend like this, because at the end, we have bills to pay and we cannot manage the bills to pay. And I
Yes.
said, yes, I agree, and I know how hard he works. And it's my family business, it's also my family business shop. And I have to appreciate what he is doing, because I don't like working in the shop. So I let him do it, everything, and I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was, my duty to do that, I wouldn't be able, because I don't like. I don't like, I don't want it, and it's not gonna happen. So I'm happy, happy, happy that he takes this job for him. He takes everything and he gets money and then everything. But in the same time, I think it's a bit not fair, because it's my family business, my parents' store. It's my grandparents' store, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents never told him, "Oh, you cannot do this. You don't, how much money did I know it's fair to have a budget, to have a specific amount of money, for you to spend every month. I know, I agree. But my parents would never ever tell me how much, "Oh, Thais, you have to spend like 3,000 dollars a month," for example. They will never, because it's not
Say how much.
their educate, they never told me this at all. But now I'm learning, to respect my brother's job, which now, he's taking care of the business.
Because you start to understand what is really happening.
Yes. And then I really have to manage my finances, my
Mm-hmm.
money here. And I told him, please understand me. I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend any money at all. And even my father, when I went to Brazil at the end of the year, last year, he told me, oh, my card is expiring. We should get a new card for you. And I said, oh, that don't worry, I'm not using it anymore, and I'm not planning to use it. I have my job. At that time, I didn't have money. I went to Brazil. I bought so many gifts, and then I had like $100 in my account. And then I said, don't worry, because I have my jobs here. So that's why I spent all my money, because I knew that I was
Well,
safe,
you come back.
because I had money to receive, and then I have jobs. Luckily, with this pandemic, with this COVID-19, I could still keep my jobs and everything. But, we don't know how safe we are, even when you have a job, especially now that, we never know what's going to happen in the future. So we can lose our jobs like this. But fortunately, I feel very safe in the same time. I can manage. But it's still, it feels like it hurts a bit. I feel like being dependent is a bit painful,
Mm-hmm.
And I am like 31 years old. And I feel like I wanna go back to be like my mom's daughter.
On the path. Yes. So before I ask a lot of questions, I just
Yeah.
need to ask you about your brother, because you told me you have a brother. Do you think your brother the same situation that you, like, is for you?
Oh yes, of course. We were. So he's just 1 year old.
Mm.
Like he's just 1 year old than me. So we grew up
Mm-hmm.
like when he started going to school,
Together.
I started going to school. So we are very close. We
Mm-hmm.
know, we don't talk too much now because I'm busy and he's busy. But when we meet, we are very close, because we just
Mm-hmm.
have each other. I just have one brother, and he's the only one, and he's
Yes.
older. And you know, he's also my example. I grew up, so I am younger, so I always look at him, and I was watching what he was doing, and
Try to use like example.
yes, and to be honest, I am. We have very different personalities. I am more. I like new and different challenges, and he's more like, luckily he really like our business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's his big passion, especially when my grandma died. I think he really gave him like an inspiration to work, because that was
Mm-hmm.
my grandma's business and dream, and everything that she loved to do was that shop. And I think he found the same, for him. It's very like deep and meaningful job for him now, and it's his
Mm-hmm.
only job. He doesn't have experience, any other. No, I'll be just
Uh,
one experience. He went to United States
okay.
to work in McDonald's, but it's an exchange program. It's not like, oh yes, he's gonna work there forever. No, he went there to work 3 months. It's just more for
Yes.
traveling. It's not for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I am the person, like, we are very different, because I like to experiment different things. I lived in different
Improve your
countries.
skills,
Yeah,
getting better.
I'm very
Mm-hmm.
like, you know like crazy, like, oh yeah, I wanna try to live in United States, I wanna live in China, I wanna live in Thailand, and I'm living here in
Hmm.
Australia. So I like, you know, this challenge. I like to face.
Discovering new ways, discovering new skills.
Yes, I really like. I think that's part of my
Mhm.
personality because I don't get tired, I don't get bored, you know, I don't get comfortable, you know, so I'm always, you know, moving, changing, or finding new things.
Yes.
But in the same
So wow,
time, I miss my parents. I miss my parents sometimes because
I
I think
could see
they
you being a
give
lot of
me,
things.
they are
Hmm?
so, you know, they give me a lot of, they make me feel secure, you know, like
Hmm.
sometimes you are afraid, you know, or like you're afraid of the bills, you're afraid of, you know, your job.
Responsibilities.
Yes, definitely.
I understand that. I could see you telling me a lot of things about your when you were a child. Like it's a big story, to be honest. And before we finish the session is gonna finish now in 3 minutes. And you know I need to take some notes after. But I just wanna tell you, I'm surprised because you know what you have to do. Like you know you miss your parents because you miss being spoiled, and you know when you was child you was spoiled. Not just you, but your brother as well.
Yeah.
But who had to come to you and shake you and say, look, you spend a lot of money. You spend a lot of money more than you should spend it was your brother. So who literally open your eyes, say, hello, you spend a lot of money. So hold on, okay? Because if you come to your parents, you never do this because it was education. So I could see your grandparents do exactly the same for your parents, like spoil your parents, and your parents spoil you.
Yeah.
If you have a kid in the future, or your brother have a kid in the future, they're gonna spoil the kids because it was education. That's what come for your grandfathers, you know, because your grandfather never gonna say no for your parents, and that's what the education inside the house. Your parents learning like everything I want, my parents gonna give to me, so I'm gonna do the same thing for my kids. Anything my kids want, I'm gonna give you. Okay, so that's not your fault. I'm not telling that's your fault being spoiled. No, I'm not telling that's your parents' fault. No, sometimes it's gonna be spoiled to be honest, but sometimes you need to open your eyes to see what's really gonna happen around you. Because today you are older and you live far away, and I'm pretty sure the money, like $1, is expensive. For you keep spend a lot of money, special money come for your country. You know, I really appreciate your activity. Like say, no, no, that I don't need to renew for the new credit card.
Yeah.
Spend this
Of
credit
course.
card. I don't need your money because I'm a dude. You know, you put your position. Say, I can't be spoiled anymore.
I
I'm really
know.
proud to see that. Like I'm really
No, but I think, you
surprised.
know,
Mm,
I do this not for my father. I do this for my brother. You know, I feel bad. I feel really
uh-huh.
bad because, you know, he's not my father, but he's the one who works for the shop, for the family business. And I feel
Yes.
like, you know, it's not his obligation to pay me, you know. It was my parents, you know, because, and it was, you know, even as a parent, you know, I'm 31 year old, you know, I have to be able to pay for my own meals.
Yes.
So it's something like, come on, you know, I cannot live like with my parents' credit card, you know. I have
That's
to
what I told you. Like
face
if you
reality.
don't tell me. Uh-huh. Like that's what I told you. Like if you don't tell me I'm not gonna do this, like I asking for a new, I'm gonna try to open your eyes, try to give you some good for next session. Say to you, you have to use your money. You have to do a position like a you work. But you're telling me you feel bad, you know, like oh my god, I feel bad because it's a business, you know. You work as well. You told me I work every day. I know my money. I know how hard it is. So I'm glad to see. I'm so happy to see you know what you need to do. Like you know what you need to do. Yeah, I hope you keep like that. That's the only goal I ask you for next session. Keep like that. You know, like if you wanna buy something, buy your own money. If you have money, you can spend this. If you have money, you pay your responsibility. So that's the point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see your brother, Theodoric, open your eyes and show you what's really going on inside the business. But anyway, Thais, I need to finish the session right now because I have another client waiting for me. And thanks so much for sharing this story with me, and I really appreciate. For remind every day, I'm a grown woman. I don't need my parents to spoil me. Okay, so keep like that, and I see you next week. Okay,
Thank you. Bye.
thanks so much. Bye.